Next, we have a presentation on voter information.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd like to present Janelle Thomas, who is our intern and college student that is apprenticing with us this summer, and she has a presentation on voting in Southfield.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, council members and community. My name is Janelle Thomas. I'm currently interning in the city clerk's office. This is my presentation on voting in Southfield.
Can you move the mic closer?
Sorry. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to begin by making sure everyone knows that there is a primary election this August 8th. The city clerk's office is on the ballot. There's 4 candidates, and the 2 candidates that get the most votes from this election will go on to be on the ballot for the November general election. So how to vote in Southfield. The easiest and first way is to just come out to the polls on election day, which again is Tuesday, August 8th. The next way is absentee voting. So you can come into the clerk's office and get an application for an absentee ballot and get your ballot right away. But you can also fill out an application online at the Michigan Voter Information Center's website, which is listed up there. You can apply for an absentee ballot up until the Friday before the election by 5 p.m., which is August 4th. So the state of Michigan is now a no-reason absentee state, so you can cast an absentee ballot without having a reason. The Michigan law requires that an application is signed every time there is an election, so that's why you continue to get ballot and applications in the mail. But on the new application for this year, there's a box that says, "I want to vote absentee in all elections. Automatically send me an absent voter ballot for all elections." So this box, starting the November election, instead of continuing to get the applications in the mail, you'll automatically get your ballot. And a signature is required in order to get your ballot. So early voting is expected to be available for the November general election. You will vote in person at a polling location and insert your ballot into a tabulator. And the in-person voting is up to 9 days before the election. So you can track your ballot at the Michigan Voter Information Center website. You can insert your name, birth month and year, driver's license number, your address or your county, and you'll be able to see your ballot and where it's being tracked. So you'll be able to see the election date, when your application was received, and when your ballot was sent and received. Also, on the same page where you view where your ballot is, you can see the rest of your voter registration information. So you can see whether or not you're registered, the upcoming elections, your polling location and precinct, your city clerk, their name, location, and hours, and the rest of your voting district information, such as your county, which is Oakland County, the city of Southfield jurisdiction, your precinct, and your public school system, and your courts. Online voter registration makes it easier for people to vote. You can register to vote at the Michigan Voter Information Center website. And you can also use nonpartisan websites such as vote411.org and rockthevote.org that will also connect you to the MVIC website. So in the 2022 midterm election, Michigan had the highest youth voter turnout in the country, with 37% of young adults ages 18 through 29 voting. So usually about 64% of people vote in the presidential elections, while less than 20% vote in local elections. It's important to vote in your local elections because they elect who represents you most closely and also have proposals and initiatives that also impact you. For example, who runs your school board, how your garbage is collected, and other community amenities. So these are percentages from the Southfield general election from last year. About 40% of young adults ages 18 through 21 voted, and almost 70% of adults ages 60 and over voted in the 2022 general election in this city. So education plays a role in who votes, not just among young adults, but of all voters. In the 2022 national midterm election, almost 60% of voters did not have a college degree. So when young people from various backgrounds have access to opportunities that help them develop their civic knowledge and skills, they get the power to make a difference. Decision-making becomes more representative among communities, and they benefit from this. Despite being a collection of different individuals, young people share several traits that have the potential to make them great civic participants and leaders. They offer fresh perspectives on specific problems, frequently contribute original thoughts, and can be an endless supply of passion and energy for social change. The future of the country and our local communities is heavily influenced by young people. Almost all topics touch youth, and many affect them uniquely, including education, healthcare, the environment, immigration, housing, gun violence, and foreign policy. Young people who vote and take part in civic affairs may provide insightful viewpoints to these concerns and actively influence how their future is shaped. Our democracy will not function to its full capacity if young are excluded or do not engage. Youth are essential members of their communities because they have strong social ties and influence the culture. Young people are sometimes at the forefront of activism and other initiatives to help address community problems. Communities are stronger and more resilient when young adults engage and contribute. So civic engagement is when both political and non-political individuals and organizations protect public values and make change in a community. Some ways to engage civically are voting, of course, volunteering, serving in community organizations such as the League of Women Voters, discussing social issues, and following and watching the news to know what's going on in your community. And some ways to increase civic engagement are attending city council meetings such as these and specialized forums and other organized community meetings, asking questions to your local representatives that have been elected to represent you. Voter registration drives are an amazing opportunity to get people registered to vote and more information about elections. Some high schools and colleges and school clubs still mandate community service hours for graduation, and serving in community cleanups, gardens, watch clubs, and other community organizations. Thank you.
Thank you.